Adriana,
Mhm.
you are a pioneer of streaming. Back in 1998, you created Cyber Cabaret, one of the first interactive live webcasts ever. Most people didn't even know what streaming was back then.
They didn't know what
And
the internet was back then.
exactly. And and you were already building a media empire around it. So I'm curious, how did you spot an opportunity so early, and what did it teach you about staying ahead as an entrepreneur?
Curiosity. I'm always curious of what's next, what's new. That is still the case today. I had finished a chapter in my life where I had lived in Paris and I came back to New York, not sure what I was going to do next. A friend of mine, Vivian Goldman, a very famous writer, she took me to see some friends in the Lower East Side. Those were two young fellows, and both of them ended up creating the biggest ever ad agencies called Razorfish. Well, in those days, they were just two young guys, roommates in a small one-bedroom apartment in the Lower East Side, dabbling in the internet, and they showed me the internet, and I was so fascinated, and I kept asking all these questions. Can I do this? Can I do that? And they would answer yes, 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 yes. So I saw endless opportunities and possibilities for me and my creativity to continue in that space. Mind you, it was a space literally very few people knew about at that time. So when I said, "Can I do a show and have other people watch it?" They said, "Yes, but you need a T1 line, means enough power to have the actual video go through the pipes." And I found the Knitting Factory, where bands would perform. That was the only venue in New York City at that time that had that capability. So they gave me one night a month to do my show. So I did that for a whole year. So actually, I pioneered in creating, hosting the first ever live webcast. It was interactive live webcast series because it was once a month. And I showcased a lot of different New York talents, from comedians, singers, poets, mimes, you name it. It was all very entertaining. And I had a live audience. And I had the camera that would transmit what was happening on stage to the cyber audience. I had a webmaster. His name was Sane. And if you hear that, Sane, please contact me because I would like to do a documentary about that time because it was so revolutionary. His job was to communicate via text with all the people who are watching the show. Now, that communication was projected onto the wall, so the audience in the venue, the live audience, was able to read what the cyber audience was thinking or saying or commenting about the performers, or
Oh
anything
my
they
God.
wanted to say for that matter. So it was quite interesting and it was a very exciting time. Of course, there's no money involved. I did get one sponsor. Some of the artists who performed became super famous afterwards. It was a very important time for me. It was definitely very innovative. And I'm still in the internet, I'm still in digital, and I'm still creative.
Oh my God, no. I I can't believe that this is again the reminder that many things stay the same, and some parts of it evolve. But now with the rise of streaming, right, people think that it's a new thing, but it's no, it's been here what, almost 30 years.
Yeah,
That's
there was a bubble that burst because everybody was like streaming, streaming, streaming. So just to continue my story about streaming, my efforts at the Knitting Factory and my little cyber cabaret got noticed by the first streaming media group ever. It was at Globix. The company no longer exists. They had gone public and everything. The two people were 20 and 21 years old who had asked me to go work with them. I was already 37. I said, I'm not a corporate girl. They assured me it would be corporate and asked me what vertical I would like to bring to the table. And I'm like, I can bring a whole vertical to the table. This is like, I felt like God. It was unbelievable. So I had already had a career in music and I wanted to do something different. And I had a friend, Vix Foster, in Paris, who had a program on television interviewing designers and covering fashion shows. So I said, I'm going to do fashion.
Mm,
So they said, okay. And as executive producer at Globic Streaming Media Group, I then got New York Fashion Weeks to be streamed live. And I got CNN and L.com to be my distribution partners. So it was a first. It was exciting. The images were like, not beautifully streamed like you see it today. Nevertheless, because it was so novel, we had over 1 million views from all over the world. People tuned in. And I did that for a couple of years. And that's also been really great, and then I left Globix to start my own company.
hmm. Wow. It's that curiosity, right? This ability to morph, and I think your artist background also um, teaches you, because I've studied art as well. Like that's my, like I studied art, visual art in the university, but it's this ability to have a conversation. Like art for me is a conversation and the message that keeps
Absolutely.
evolving. But now, and I really try to tell this, make your life a masterpiece to the world. And I see you, and you've evolved so much in different areas. So it's you're creating by you existing, right? And that you tied it now to the entrepreneurial side. So how was that evolution, right? From you being an artist, a creator, a singer, an actress, I believe, and shifting more to the business side, like the entrepreneurial side.
Right. Well, I was lucky that I had the opportunity to go to business school, even though I refused, but I kind of had to. I made a deal with my mom. She wouldn't pay for me to go to New York to study the arts unless I had something to fall back onto, which is great parenting. Anyway, so I actually did learn a lot in business school about business, which helped me. So I'm lucky to have a creative mind and a business mind. The creative mind is definitely more prevalent, and it's also I prefer it. Business is just you when you run a business, you have to do business. You have to send invoices. You have to get new clients. You have to make sure clients are happy so they keep coming back. It's a balance. It's a dance. Life
Mhm.
is a dance,
Yeah.
you know? And I used to be a choreographer, so I'm choreographing my life. I'm designing my life. That's how I look at it.
How can you balance it though, right? Because it's, as you say, it's a dance, it's a harmony. Where you did you have seasons where it was kind of messed up? How did you go through them?
Well, creativity, just creativity by itself. Like I write my own soundtracks. So I don't have that penciled into my agenda. Like tomorrow at 9 o'clock, I'm going to write a soundtrack. That's organic. You have an inspiration, you do it at that moment. Um, Whereas business, you do pencil in, so it's very different. And for the creative parts, I have to be inspired. Without inspiration, I cannot be creative. I cannot
Mhm.
force myself to be creative because it just comes from the inside or it gets downloaded in my dreams or you know you're creative, you know, it's like something that happens to you, a vision you have to absolutely communicate that somehow. It has to
Yes.
come out, and it's not
Does it?
because you think you're going to make money from it, because that's irrelevant. It's you're just driven to have to do that, and the result is what the result is, and it doesn't even matter what it is.
Yeah, 100%. Going into the inspiration route, you live in New York, right?
Yes.
You living in Paris. There are it's concentrations of a lot of people, a lot of minds. How has your environment affected your creative outlet and your the way that you transition through the world?
Well, I feel that I'm a global citizen because I've traveled all over. I've lived in several countries. I speak 4 languages, 4 and a half. Um, I think culture is inspiring. Tradition is inspiring. Like, I always wanted to know when I was a choreographer, and I would go to the library and look at videos and do my own research. Why do people dance? When do they dance?
Mm.
Today, you can go and get a degree in dance history. In those days, when I studied that, that did not exist. So that again, back to curiosity. Curiosity is the key to creativity, to everything to me. And my curiosity towards culture. I've learned a lot from the various countries I've lived in and the cultures they have shown me.
Do you have maybe two other countries outside of Paris and New
Well,
York that
I'm
have
from
like
Switzerland. I'm from Switzerland. I'm from the Swiss Alps. I'm from a small area near where Davos is, or St. Moritz.
yeah.
Okay, and they have a language that only 20,000 people speak called Romansh. And they have also a very specific culture that has remained intact because it's a very mountainous region where people didn't used to travel from valley to valley. Well, nowadays it's different, but hence why their culture has been so preserved over the years. And if you go from valley to valley, you'll see the difference. You really see the difference in culture just from 3 miles away. It's quite remarkable.
Wow. No, I can't imagine. And Romansh, is that's like its own thing, or it's similar to like German, French,
Not at
Dutch?
all. It's an old Latin language.
Wow.
It's
And you
beautiful
know that
language.
that language as well?
I am still learning my mother's tongue, and she did not teach me fully. But when I go there, after a week of being there, I can have a conversation in Romansh.
Mm.
But my plan is one day to return there and to fully learn the language.
Oh my God. No,
Yeah.
I dream of going to Switzerland.
Oh, it's
There's
gorgeous.
oh my God. Is there any other culture that deeply like transformed you or inspired you in your travels?
Well, definitely America.
Mm.
That's hence why I'm here.
Yeah.
Um, I had an aunt, Yolanda. She had moved to America. I have other relatives who had moved to America. So I'm actually the third generation immigrant of my family to America, independent from the other twos.
Mm.
They didn't help me get here. But of course, I was inspired. My relatives would send me Barbie dolls that talk for my birthday when I was a kid. And I was just like, wow. Everything they sent me was so wow. And when my aunt came, she was so glamorous and beautiful. And all that inspired me. My father played a lot of gospel music and American rock and roll. So I grew
Mm.
up with that. And I've always wanted to come to America. I wanted to come here when I was 16, and my mother said, no, you're learning, you're going to business school. So I came when I was 18. We have a
It's
different school system in Switzerland. We don't have high school like you have here. So we actually get off what you call high school here at like 15.
wow. So you had to wait like 2 years to actually reach there. And why New York?
Why New York? New York is the epicenter of the world. Haven't you heard?
Yes, I know. It's such an amazing city. It's I remember going to 11 Madison Park, which was like my first Michelin star restaurant that went to ever. But going back to the orchestra, like every dish orchestrated, everything happening in a beautiful way and fashion. I also went to Blue Man Group, and it was like, like it's so much. Yeah,
It's a lot of stimulation every day.
mhm. It's a lot of stimulation every day, but there's a harm, there's a order to the chaos in a way.
I love the chaos so much, but it's organized chaos.
Mhm, mhm. And it goes back again, like you said, it's the epicenter, but it's also proximity. Like that led you to Globalix and to be around the other artists that went to the
This would
concert.
never have happened would I have stayed in Switzerland. And I always knew I had to do this. So, for those of you who are listening and you have a drive to do something, a desire, a very strong desire to do something, please do it. Don't find reasons not to do it. It takes guts, persistency, and a lot of effort, but you will get there.
No, beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Let's now go into to your journey, right? Partnerships, CNN, GlobalX. I know that you're also partners with Getty Images right now as a
Well, I'm
distributor.
a red carpet video contributor to Getty as well as to Shutterstock and CPA.USA. Those are all wire services that I have access to publishing my interviews, videos, whatever I cover too. If I see it,
How
it's an appropriate strategy.
how does someone become partners with this high level brands of a lot of prestige, like because everyone wants to be with them, but just a few of people end up being there. So
You have to put in the work and you have to be consistent because you need to show them what you have done. You have to show them that you're going to bring a certain caliber to them that is worth it for them to work with you.
mhm.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you bring a
So
standard in a way.
so before I even approached Getty to become a red carpet contributor, I had done a lot of red carpet interviews. That's what led me to Getty thinking, oh, how can I improve what my distribution with what I have? And I have some really high caliber people here. What do I do with that? And I thought, well, Getty would be the ultimate. So I approached them and they liked my work. And now I'm a contributor.
So for the people who don't know, and let's define terms. I've been recently in love with understanding etymology and also understanding the meaning of words. So you as a master distributor, what does distribution mean to you when it comes to
Accessibility. Accessibility. So when I spent a lot of time creating a video, where that video ends up has a lot to do with how many people see it. I can put it on YouTube, it gets X. I have I work with one of the largest video aggregators. It's Video Elephant. They're based out of Ireland. I've been with them for years. And I just upload my videos to them through it's a lot of technical things behind the scenes, but I upload my videos to them and then they automatically allocate it to it's kind of like a Getty for videos. So if you work for a publication and you wanted to have a story about something that I have a video for, you will look for the video, find my video, and then license that video to add to your story. So you have text, video, and photo for your story. Um, they're also aggregating directly to, I have a channel on MSN. That's a Microsoft. They have 800 million page views a day. And it also appears on Yahoo. So those are two major platforms where my videos end up daily. So all of those links are on my website, addy.media. And you can subscribe to the channel on MSN or our YouTube channel. Then we also have created our own publication, which is styleculture.tv. That's a video magazine by humans for humans. Because today a lot of people are using AI and I'm all for it, but I take pride in still doing humanly produced video content, interviewing real humans. And you
it's
can follow that on our Instagram or YouTube.
yes, thank you for touching the AI conversation. And before I jump into that topic, it's so important to celebrate the humanness, the error, the possibility of mistake, like the
Of
stakes.
course.
People will
Mistakes are
always love.
beautiful. They're human.
Yes.
AI makes mistakes too. Let me face it. Come on.
Yes, but it's they are more a bit like frustrating mistakes. Like suddenly I have like seven fingers, you know?
Yeah.
It's not yeah, but I love that part. Now going back to AI, where are you using AI and where are you not using AI in your own business and in your own workflows?
Well, I am. a dyslexic thinker. That is my superpower as a CEO and entrepreneur. It's not at all a disability, except for reading and writing. So I can't spell. I speak four languages. I can't spell any of them. I usually say that laughing, but it's actually very true. And
Mm.
it's not a bad thing. A lot of dyslexic out there who are extremely successful. So if you're a dyslexic or if you're a parent of a dyslexic, school is not for us the way school is presented today. And I found out that Sir Richard Branson from Virgin started a school, a university for dyslexic in the UK because
Wow.
he strongly believes that every Fortune 500 company should have a dyslexic thinker on their helm, their board, or somewhere as a decision maker. And the reason is because our brains are wired differently. We see the big picture when other people are still looking for the individual puzzle pieces to complete the puzzle. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. A lot is being studied today. A lot is being revealed about dyslexia, and I've only recently was able to connect the dots of why I've always been ahead of the times in many things that I have done in my life. It was like a light bulb going off. Oh, that's my dyslexic thinking, and also intuition that I use a lot.
Yeah.
I hope I
I
answered your question.
Yes. Yes, it's so I hear that you're able to see those big things. My One of my first mentors, Preston Smiles, is also has dyslexic thinking, and like he's being able to create again like a massive business for himself and his wife. And there is this seeing the bigger picture, and not only for yourself but sometimes for others as well. Like you were hosting again like a lot of artists that came to become well known, and you saw something in them that allowed them to also express and then grow.
Exactly.
Amazing. But going like again like pushing a little bit more into the AI conversation, do you think where would you not use AI at this point?
Dating. I don't trust that.
Oh my Yes. We need to come up with our own messages. Don't ask ChatGPT what to respond to your wife or your husband.
No.
Oh my God. Um, Love it. When it comes now to tell us a little bit more about adding media then. How did it came to be? What was this process? Did you start it alone? Did you start with someone else?
Well, it used to be called Dear Addie. Digital
Okay.
media. I started that after I had left Globix streaming media group to start my own company. And the reason I did that, because in streaming media, there were all these live webcasts, but there was nobody promoting them. And I started Dear Addie Digital Media to basically start as a PR company to promote the individual live webcast. And that led me to promoting the 150th anniversary of the World Summit at the United Nations. And I promoted that, and I just approached all the different magazines and newspapers and said, here's a free link for the story. Use it. And that worked fine. And then it just evolved in me covering fashion and events. In the beginning, I did that just for people who moved away. So they all had FOMO and they wanted to know what event I was at and who was there. And then it became an actual professional thing for me where I became a video content creator before the word existed.
Yes.
And then in 2018, I decided that was a Dear Addie was a DBA. And then I decided, let me get serious. And I started Addie Up Media as an LLC. And so if you want to know what Added Up Media does, is I help brands, PR firms, and event producers turn events and stories into editorial content that gets produced, distributed, and published by media platforms generating credibility, visibility, and reach.
Mm, mhm. And you have all of these aggregators that will just like amplify that message immediately. And if I was reading correctly on your website, you go record where the people are, correct?
I do both. I go to record where people are, or sometimes I do Zoom interviews and I get B-roll footage to
Hmm.
mix it in to the editorial. And my editorial videos are usually around 90 seconds long because you don't need more than 90 seconds to convey the message you need to convey.
Yeah. No, it's like in, internet right now. It's even more than 1998. Like there was a lot of distribution. Now it's like distribution in a bigger scale. How do you cut through the noise? Again, like you have the distribution. What how do you make someone stand out more than the distribution, more than um like the allocators? What do you think makes someone stand out from the rest in right now in 2026?
It's the content, it's the message, and the way you deliver it.
Mm.
I think you have to be original, authentic, and you have to bring something to the table that the viewers need, want, or like. There has to be an exchange because there's so much content. It's just way too much content. Look, everybody scrolls through Instagram at night or whatever. It's like such a waste of time because half of it is just repetition, repetition, repetition. Be original.
Mm.
Be artistic. Take pride in the beauty of your work. Don't just shoot. Shoot it beautifully like a cinematographer. So when people look at it, they look at something pretty and it makes them feel good.
Mhm.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes, it's around the intentionality, right? It's about trying to find your own angle.
Be original. Be authentic. Don't copy.
Mm.
Don't be a follower. Be an originator.
And in your thought process, right, it goes back to the curiosity, like what actually intrigues you, like that is your original thought, because no one can copy Adriana, because Adriana is Adriana. She's not Astro, she's no one else, like she's Adriana and her own experience.
Yeah. And I don't want to be anybody else. I like who I am. And there's nothing wrong by saying that. I'm not an egotist. I can say I like myself, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to say that. I like my life, my path. I like where I am today. It's not always been easy. I've had a lot of struggles, a lot of, challenges, but you overcome them. And many times when I think about quitting, I have that little voice in the back of my head going, if you quit, it's over. Don't ever quit, because as long as you're in the game, you can win this.
Mm, it's,
So don't quit. If you want something bad enough, don't quit. Endure. You will get there. You got to put in the work.
no, that's getting the chills here.
It's true.
It's a good reminder. It's a good reminder for everyone, like entrepreneurship is hard.
It's
The
hard.
odds
My
the
father
odds
had his own business. I saw it. I grew up with it. It's up and downs. There's no security.
but
Even though
is
today, today you don't have a lot of security with jobs anyhow, so might as well start your own thing. That's how I
that
look
was
at
what
it.
I was going to tell. Like that's the thing. It's there's actually not security but yourself and being secure in yourself.
And you have to believe in you, your talents, your skill set, and trust yourself. And, work 12 hours a day instead of 7. That's just
Yep.
what it takes. Sorry to
Yes.
say. No
Trading
easy
the
way out.
trading the 9 to 5 from 5 to 9. That's the shift.
Yeah.
Um, now, such a great conversation. When it comes now to the future, where where do you see media going, in your opinion, or in your view?
Well, it's kind of scary.
Hmm.
I'm a very positive thinker, and I'd like to believe that independent journalists will keep the truth alive As far as following major broadcast channels that are news related, a lot of them in a lot of countries are really based on propaganda, and they feed the people what they want the people to know. So I don't know where we're going. I just hope that there will be room for independent journalists and they will be left alone and not prosecuted for telling the truth. Hello.
Yeah.
Because you can't even tell AI from real videos anymore today, especially if you go on Instagram. I have to look twice sometimes when I see something and hear something. I was like, nah. And then I find out it's AI. So be careful. Information and misinformation is often looks the same.
Mhm.
Do your own diligent research and find out what is really true before you repost something or before you start talking about it. Because you'll look stupid if you talk about something somebody made up with AI.
Yeah. No. Great. And for you, for Addy Media, like where's the vision? Where do you see the company going?
I see the company going, working more with brands and personalities who are looking to get more media placement because they need to promote their show, they need to promote their product or their tour or their book. So I work with individuals, I work with PR company, and I work with brands. And I believe it has to do with the question you asked before a little bit. Where's media going? This is not really media. Generally, it has more to do with marketing. So everything is shifting today. Advertising, PR, marketing, and media. It's all doing something together. It's all mushing together. Hence why I name my company, Addy Media, a hybrid video production and distribution company because we offer both. Or a lot of companies just offer production or media placement, but not many, if any, offer both.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm going to focus on. Um,
Yeah.
Riding that train of all those industry merging, and hopefully I will succeed in providing this service.
Yeah. And succeed you may. And I really like the way that you said it, right? It's you take pride on creating a masterpiece and the art, but you're also thinking on how can this thing actually reach people, right?
Yes.
And also for artists, going back to the artists, your art needs to be seen. So you have to think of art like your art and also your distribution, or find partners, find people like Adriana who will help you expand your whatever you are trying to create into the
Exactly. You
world.
can't do everything by yourself. So focus on what you do very well and find people who can help you with the rest. And publicity and promotion is a big part of it because if you spend a year to write a book and it's a great book with a great message, but nobody knows about it.
Yeah, yeah, really important.
Yeah.
Where can people find you, and how can they get in contact with you?
Well, you can find me at addy.media, ADDY.media, where I create press ready editorial videos designed for real media exposure, visibility, and strategic placement. I have video packages there that deliver fast turnaround and guaranteed media exposure, including some of the wire services if your content is appropriate for that. So if you have anything to promote and need press, my company again is Addy.media. That's www. I have to say the W's because without them, it's not showing up. So Addy.media, we can help you promote you, your product, your event, and anything you need the world to know more about. I hope that worked for you.
Yeah, And to finalize, if you could go back in time and see Adriana at 18 or at 16, excited about the world and excited about going to New York, what's one thing you would tell her?
Life is good. Go for it.
Adriana, it's been a real pleasure.
My pleasure
Thank
talking
you so
with you. All the
much.
best.
All the best.
Bye.